I have a second channel, Cube Comp MTDX.
Hey everybody, here's a follow-up video to the dryer video. So if you watched the previous video, you would notice at the end that the door close switch was not functioning properly. In other words, I could open the dryer door and the dryer would not shut off, which is a definite safety concern. And I think that the switch should be engineered to where it should fail the other way, to where if it fails to detect the door is open or not, it should just not let the dryer run. I mean, a dryer that's not working is more convenient than your house burning down to, something overheating. Because when you open the door of a dryer, you essentially rob it of its normal flow of air. The blower in the back sucks air through the drum from the heating element, or a gas burner if you have a gas dryer. So you're looking at the Roper dryer right now, and it happens to have the same exact switch because, of course, this is made by Whirlpool. So kind of go figure. Even though the door is a bit different, it still has the same switch. So we're going to be pulling our first part off of this one before it goes to the dump. So what we have to do is get a screwdriver in there and get this loose, and then next we have to pull out the lamp filter, which that could be a nice little fire starter there. That lamp. Take our screwdriver and unscrew the screws from the ducting that the lamp filter goes in. And I'm going to pull the dryer out from the wall just a little bit. Making sure you can still see what I'm doing. Yep, perfect. And now, this here lifts up. And of course, make sure you cut power to your dryer before you open it up. It's important. Very important. That's what the inside of this dryer looks like. So here's the drum, and down inside here is a switch. You can see it has a little connector there, which got to pop that loose. Okay, the trick here is there's a little thing you can press down. And then it should pop out. Should. It's the key word. Oh, there's two of them. That was the trick. Had to lift up on this piece here. Okay. So, down inside the dryer is the door switch. And there's where these two screws are located to loosen it out. Try to get you a view of that. It's right there. And you may notice this one has a distinct click to it, whereas the one we're replacing does not. So these two screws And out is our part. And apparently, this circuit goes directly to the motor, because it's listed as 1/3 horsepower, 11 amp, 120 to 240 volts. I'm just guessing off the top of my head, based on the 1/3 horsepower number. Because when the dryer slows down, or at least when the motor comes to a stop, the heating element also stops. And I believe the heating switch is built into the motor's centrifugal switch. So we'll go over to the other dryer and install this part. Okay, so I've already pulled the top off the other dryer, and again the breaker is off. And just to be safe, I'll check and make sure that we have no power. I already checked. I'm just going to do it again on camera. So you take your multimeter, set it to volts AC, and on a manual one like this, you set it to 200 to measure 120. So between the white and black, you should have nothing. Otherwise, you would have 120. And between the white and the red, you should have nothing. Otherwise, you would have 120. And between red and black, you should have nothing, which I'm going to set to 500. But again, I already know that the circuit's off. I'm just testing it to double check. Between red and black, you would normally have 240 or so. Now we're getting nothing. And if you're not sure, you can always check a power out in your house. You should get 120 out of it. And I did, just to make sure the meter is accurate, and it is. Now, interestingly enough, the switch off the roper only has the 2 wires here and not a wire over here. However, I think I'll try it just to make sure. Just to see if it works. If it does, great. If not, I'll order one off of Amazon or something. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and take this one out and hang on to it just in case. Because I can still dry clothes, just have to be careful to shut off the dryer manually before I open the door. And make sure the door is closed at all times. And it lifts out. And you can hear it's totally shot. There's no click whatsoever. Yeah, the connector is exactly the same. The difference between this and the roper switch is the roper switch does not have the center wire. The center wire goes over to here, whereas the outer two go to here, which I believe is the switch itself. And the part numbers are slightly different. The one off the roper is 340-6104. The one on this dryer is 340-6107. Okay, everybody, I went on Google and looked this up. The 3-wire switch, I believe, from what I had seen, is for dryers that have the drum light. And this one is for ones that don't have the drum light. So I think this one here should work okay. It's just the drum light won't work. Well, the bulb is burnt out anyway, so who gives a crap? In the case that I want my drum light to work, yeah, I can replace the switch and replace the bulb in the back. But for now, this one here should work fine. So if you look, the connectors are identical. It's just the roper switch is missing this center wire. So we're going to install this and we'll see how it does. It sits down into there. And we'll get a screw started. And now we'll plug in the harness. And since the roper switch has a little black rivet, if it reaches, I'll snap it in. But I think the door switch on this dryer is down a little lower than the roper, so I had to leave it loose like that. It should be fine. Don't see any problem there. Okay, so now it's a matter of reassembling this thing, which first you can hear the switch operate. So that's definitely good to see. Okay, so we'll go ahead and lift this down back into place. It's locked in. Go ahead and re-secure. The lint filter housing. Okay, now we'll go ahead and reinstall the lint filter and switch the power back onto the thing and see how it does this time around. Okay, power's on. So set it to a cycle here and see if it starts. And it starts. And it shuts off. There we go. And of course the light does not work. Well, it didn't work before because the bolt was burnt out. So we'll know for sure how this thing runs once I get a load of clothes in it. And what I mean by that is we'll know by then if the cycling thermostat works properly. Of course, when I dry my clothes, I always set it to the automatic cycle. And it's kind of based off the amount of moisture in your clothes. When there's a lot of moisture in the clothes, the dryer will have to heat a lot more to get the moisture out. Once the clothes dry out, the cycling thermostat will eventually cycle off the heating elements and also let the timer start to advance. And then once it cools back down, heating elements come back on, timer stops, and then once it clicks again, elements go off and the timer advances. That's how the automatic cycle pretty much works on most of these dryers. It's based off the cycling thermostat. So anyways, it looks like I have a dryer that's more reliable than the one that's replacing. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Well guys, that's it for this one. But it doesn't have to be. There's plenty more videos on the channel to check out. Also, if you liked the video, please click the like button. And if you absolutely hated it, there is the alternative button as well. But yeah, please subscribe to the channel. I definitely appreciate it. And remember to click the bell so that we get notified of all updates. Also, if you're interested in things aside from computers and technology, check out my second channel. It's CubeCompMTDX. Over there you'll find videos about weather, elevators, bicycling, and pretty much whatever else I figure out to upload. So yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for your support.